Yo guys, what's up and welcome to the second episode of my Fortnite NOOB to PRO series. The first episode was about settings for optimal performance. Before we switch over to actual gameplay, I would like to use the second episode to cover how to find your best keybinds. And keybinds are very important in Fortnite. They are a lot more important in Fortnite than in other shooters, because there are just so many important keys for building, for editing, for your traps, etc. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to say there is no correct or best way to set your keybinds. It comes down to personal preference. In this video you can copy my keybinds or keybinds of your favorite pro Fortnite player, but it does not mean it will work for you. For example, yeah, many people use the V button. Many pro players use the V button for editing or something, and I just cannot press the V button with my thumb. Pressing the V button with my thumb is just very awkward. I cannot do it. Maybe you can, I can. So doing that definitely will not work for me. And even though it comes down to personal preference, you can make mistakes. You can, for example, have your edit key way too far because you don't know how important editing is in Fortnite. And many beginning players don't edit much, and they don't know how important it is, and they will maybe put it, I don't know, as a Y or H, or even keep it as G, which is possible, but it's quite far. So you have to know the most valuable keys and keybinds. Right, let's start off with something super basic, moving and jumping. Let's assume you use your W to go forward, A left, D right, S backwards, and space to jump. Like 99% of people, and just keep it that way. It's fine, but it does mean you have for example, your middle finger is on W, and you want to use all the keys nearby for your most important keybinds. And well, maybe your mouse button. If you have mouse buttons, like side mouse buttons, I use these two for my stairs and trap, for example. You might want to use them. Alright, a building, guys. A building is one of the most important, if not the most important aspect in Fortnite, so you really want to have your building keys nearby. I would recommend having every build on a different finger, just so you can press them almost at the same time and do rushes like this, for example, or do your 90s. As for the keybinds, I would suggest using Q, E, F, R, C, left shift, and your mouse buttons. I personally have Q as my wall, C as my floor, and a side mouse button for my stair. And I would add a lot for your roof, but have the roof nearby as well. I'm using D for my roof. Alright, so after your building keybinds, the most important keybind is the edit button, the edit bind, which I have on F. And on default it's set to a G, but I think G is just a little bit too far. It's possible to edit with G. But editing is so important. I would advise to use your index finger and use either F, E, or R. G is an option, but I would just move it a little bit closer. Another option is to use your left shift if you have sprint by default on, which I would also recommend. And then another option is to use C or V if you can actually, for me it's rotate. But V if you can actually use your thumb there. Alright, now let me show you guys an advanced trick, which is selecting and resetting your building edits with your scroll wheel up button, which allows for super fast resets. It doesn't necessarily have to be your mouse wheel up, but what you want to do is set the second bind of reset building edit and building edit to, for example, mouse wheel up. And what it will allow is to just, after editing, all you have to do is look at the building, scroll up, and you reset it. You can do it super fast. But I will go more in depth into this one in a future video. Oh, you can also do this, which is nice. You can just stand here, and fool people that are like, oh, how do you do this so fast, Alright, so next will be the trap button, which I use my second mouse button for. And other suggestions are, for example, E, R, D, G, V, C, left shift, left alt, and mouse buttons. Just make sure you can press it really fast after placing your build. So you place your build and you want to instantly trap someone. Alright guys, so next is the crouch button. And there's really only two possibilities for this. You can go with either left control or left shift. Left control is default and left control is standard for most shooter games. And the reason why you want to use left control or left shift is because you want to use your pinky. You want to use your index finger to be able to go right and your ring finger to be able to go left, and you want to be able to strafe and duck and be able to shoot like this. Alright, next is the use button, which is E by default. I kept it that way because E is used for like every game there is, every shooter there is. But you can use E, F, V, C, or maybe a mouse button. Alright, so last thing I want to show you guys is the weapon keybinds. You could go like 1 through 6 all the way, but 5 and 6 are kind of hard to reach. So what I'm personally doing is using 1 for pickaxe and 2, 3, 4 Z and X for weapons. But there's many things you can do here. You can be actually very creative if you want to. I'll show you a few examples here. So we covered the most important keybinds. There's a lot of keybinds actually, which you can set however you want. I can scroll through mine right now. But there's one more thing I would like to say, and that's to just be open to changing your keybinds. Having the wrong keybinds and not feeling completely comfortable with them can really be a mistake. Like if you, for example, have a G as your edit button, and you think you can do better with F, just change it to F and you will get used to it. I mean, if you use G and you're doing fine and you don't think it will improve, keep it that way, just keep using G. But if you think you can improve, just be open to changing your keybinds, change them around, get comfortable with them, and you will become a better player for sure. So what else do we have? This is all not so important. Alright, thanks for watching guys. This was the second video of the series. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys got value out of it and it helped you improve your keybinds, if they were not great already, of course. If you liked the video, press that like button. If you have any questions, comment down there and check me out on my Twitch. Yeah, right there. Go to my Twitch. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Ooh, goodbye. Ooh, 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 ooh. See you guys.